Hey everybody. So yesterday I was down at the detox center. I was asked to go down there and do some service and tell my story. And anytime that I do that service, I always get a lot from it. Being so close to sort of the last days of alcoholism, and if people are lucky, the early days of recovery. It's always a very powerful experience, and I've done that service quite a bit recently in different countries because I've been traveling, and I'm sort of connected with recovery in different countries, and it's so interesting because the usually when you do service in a detox center, there's Q&A at the end, and the questions and the concerns are always the same. It doesn't matter where in the world you are, they're always the same concerns. The obstacles to recovery seem to always kind of be the same. And a big one that I just have touched on in previous of these, but I really just want to make a specific recording to really go into it, and is this distinction between the meetings and the program. There was a guy in the detox last night, a young guy. He couldn't have been older than 25, and he heard my pitch for AA and for 12 steps in general, and he was engaged. But he said at the end, I tried AA. I must have gone to hundreds of meetings, and it just didn't work for me. And he was very genuine in what he was saying, just that sort of, it's great that it worked for you, but it just didn't work for me. And I pushed him a little bit on it, and I said, well, when you say that you tried AA, like, what exactly did you do? And he said, well, I went to a bunch of meetings. He said he was drunk when he went to most of them, but he said he went to a bunch sober as well. And he just said that he didn't stay sober. And, I asked him, I said, did you get a sponsor? Did you work the steps? And he kind of said, well, no, not really. And so I just sort of talked to him about it, and I said, AA and 12-step program in that case it's a 12-step program, and going to meetings is the meetings of the 12-step program. And his face just sort of was a little bit like, what do you mean? The public perception of 12-step these days is that it's all about meetings, and that it's the going to the meetings and the fellowship of the program that keeps you sober, and just keep coming back to the meetings. And meetings can be great. I absolutely adore meetings. I love going to meetings, but they can also be not great, and they're absolutely not the program. It's not like a subjective opinion. Like, it's all you have to do is read the literature of 12-step programs of Alcoholics Anonymous and sort of the pioneering program to see that really the whole purpose of the meetings is for newcomers to find the fellowship they seek and to discover this program, which is going to help them recover from a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. And so we went into that for a little bit, and just I wanted to sort of leave them with this knowing that I just think so many people, to think of the amount of people that are sat at home in the throes of any addiction, thinking to themselves, well, I tried the 12-step program, or I tried NA or AA or SLA or GA or whatever it was, and it didn't work. And really all that they did was try the meetings. And I want to give an analogy here that I hope really explains this. I'm going to use a drinking analogy, but you can make this analogy with any addiction. I want you to imagine that you go to a bar, and in the bar there's people sat around the table and they're talking about drinking, and they're talking about having 12 shots of vodka. Now, you can go and sit in that bar. You can watch other people drink. You can watch other people talk about drinking. But unless you actually drink those 12 shots of vodka, you are not going to have the experience that all those people are talking about. Now, the steps for me are actually very, very similar to 12 shots of vodka. What I mean by that is, if I have one shot, I don't really feel anything. If I have 2 shots, maybe I start to feel a little bit of something, but it's not really until the 4th and the 5th and the 6th that the psychic change that alcohol gave me starts to really kick in. And it was exactly the same experience I had with the steps. You know, the first and the second step, I'm kind of just doing it and talking to my sponsor, and, I wasn't sure that anything was really happening. But by the 5th and the 6th step, I had started to have this experience that was described in the book. And by the 8th and the 9th step, I was going, I was going in the way that I'd be going if I'd had 9 shots of vodka. So I just, if you're new, if you're kind of new, even if you're not new and you've just forgotten, it's easy to either not know, and it is easy to forget that the meetings are not the program, and it is the program that delivers the psychic change. The meetings deliver us a lot of stuff. They deliver us fellowship and connection and laughter and community and knowledge and wisdom and all of these amazing things. But they don't really deliver the deep and sort of weighted psychic change that we get through going through the literature and going through the steps and going through the program. And so I hope this is helpful. As always, open to questions, comments and remarks. I am obviously on Spotify. There's no way for people to leave questions, so I am going to make an email where people can send questions, but or comments or anything. But for now, if you want to leave a comment or a question or anything really, you can head over to the YouTube of this channel and find the tape of this recording, and you can post a question or comment there, because it'd be great to engage with people about this stuff. I would really enjoy that. So all the best. We'll make another one of these soon, and have a happy and sober day.